Hello and welcome to this new version of YAG, that's version 0.9.5, in which I have fixed some bugs and made a few optimizations, but I'm not going to detail that as always. There is one important modification though. All the lights of the dungeon has been suppressed. That's because some users required pitch black dungeons to play around with their own light effects, using torches, using the fog of war and stuff like that, and they didn't want any light in their dungeon, so I have decided to switch off all the lights in the dungeon. You now have to create your own lights if you want them, but you can have pitch black dungeon if you prefer. Next, we have three new features that concern character sheets and the Lua API. So I'm going to show you this with the graphical character sheet here. The first one is that all the string fields in the character sheet's lines are now multi-line. There are consequences on the UI behavior. The first one is, as you can see, the enter key is now creating a new line instead of committing the field. So if you want to commit, you have to quit the field, which means clicking elsewhere. That's not the most comfortable way to use a field. I would very much like to be able to use the shift enter combo to create a new line and the usual enter to commit the field. Unfortunately, I don't know how to do that in the Unreal Engine for the moment, so that's what we have. Next, we've got a new function in the API. It's called load dice, and as the name says, it allows you to load any set of dice. In fact, it's the exact equivalent of clicking those buttons, but you can now do that from the Lua code. It can be useful because some game rules require different sets of dice depending on your state. For example, different dice if you're tired or berserk or in normal state and so on. So you can just do that now from the Lua code if needed. The last feature is a new extra checkbox in every line of the character sheet that you can use at your convenience. So if you need an automated checkbox in your graphical character sheet, it's now possible. So as an example, you can see that I have prepared here a checkbox that allow me to change my dice. So I have coupled the two last feature in one just to show you in this example. So you can see that when I click it, it tells me that I'm now using the decorated dice, and when I uncheck it, it tells me that I'm using the default dice. And in fact, you can see that if I roll dice, I'm using default dice here, as you can see, and as told in the journal. And if I check that one and re-roll my dice, then you can see that it's loading the ornamented dice, and I'm now rolling the decorated dice. Okay, so that's just an example. Of course, you can do whatever you want with that checkbox. By the way, the new function, the load dice function, is fully documented in the Lua API documentation, which is up to date, so you can get it in this distribution of YAG or online. And you can get, I have included this example in the simple module, in the example module that is given with every distribution of YAG. So if you want to use it or to see how it's used, you've got in the simple module an example of how to use the checkbox and the new function. Alright, that's it for the new features. We are going to finish the video with the new content. As you guessed, there is a lot of new content. We've got, I don't know, something like 25 new animated miniatures. So very quickly, we've got a new spider. You know how much I love them. We've got two giant lizards, and the Komodo dragon here is especially beautiful. You can see him passing by, and you can see that the animation is absolutely amazing. It's really beautiful. We've got two giant turtles. We've got 5 different breeds of dogs, can be very useful as companions, and we've got a new cat also. We've got 3 new farm animals, 2 pigs and sheep. We've got 3 new cattle, longhorn ones, very nice. We've got a camel. I just love the camel. It's amazing, very beautiful. We've got 2 wild cats, tiger and leopard, very nice also. A new buffalo. We've got 2 new elephants, African and Asian one, and a new rhino. On the human side of things, we've got a new Greek warrior, you can see here. It comes with or without his helmet. Alright, so I guess that's it for the new content. I've prepared a few scenes, as you can see here, so I'm going to show you a few of those miniatures in action. So you can see here the camel walking around mounted by an adventurer. You've already seen the Komodo dragon, that is so beautiful. We've got here the tiger eating a dead cow. Look how nice it is. That's amazing. We've got a giant spider walking around, and you can see the originality of that spider is its animation. And this animation really shines when we ask the spider to climb stuff. You can see here when it's climbing the rocks. Look at this animation. It's really, really beautiful. Look at that. I just love that. We've got a few buffaloes playing around here. Okay, randomly. And I think finally we've got family of elephants. It's 3 times the same model, but just rescaled to make a male, female, and a baby. Okay, I think this is it. We're a turtle. Okay, so I think this is it. I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, then see you in the next. Thank you very much for watching it, and well, thanks and bye bye.